Are you exhausted from white-knuckling your way through a life that refuses to be tamed? You wake up, you check the phone, you already have a plan for how today needs to go, and by 9 a.m., life has already broken it. We treat our existence like a storm we can steer. We grip the wheel tighter. We plan harder. We control more. And somehow we still end up soaked, spinning, exhausted. What if the harder you pull that wheel, the faster you drown? And what if the secret to absolute power was never about gripping tighter, but about finally letting go? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand why your desperate need for control, the exact thing, is that's keeping you trapped, and what to do instead. Think about what a normal day looks like right now in 2026. Notifications before your feet hit the floor. A calendar that's already full before you've had a coffee. 3 group chats. A to-do list that regenerates itself faster than you can cross anything off. We built an entire civilization around the idea that if we just plan enough, track enough, optimize enough, we can finally feel safe. But here's the quiet, uncomfortable truth nobody says out loud. The more we try to manage life, the more exhausted we become. Not physically tired, existentially tired. The kind of tired that a good night's sleep doesn't fix. Think about your career. How much energy goes into trying to control how people perceive you, into engineering the right outcome from a meeting, a promotion, a launch? Think about your relationships. How much of the tension isn't really about the other person? It's about your grip on how they're supposed to act, what they're supposed to say, who they're supposed to be. Think about your health. The all-or-nothing diets, the punishing workout streaks, the anxiety spiral the moment the plan breaks. This is the white-knuckle approach to life. Grip it, control it, force it into shape. And it's not that discipline or effort are bad. It's that we've confused control with safety. Buddhist teaching has a name for this: the illusion of control. The belief that if we just hold on tightly enough, we can prevent pain, prevent loss, prevent uncertainty. But here's the gut check moment, and I want you to actually sit with this one. When was the last time gripping something tighter actually made you feel more at peace? Not more accomplished, not more on top of it, at peace. If you're being honest, the answer is probably never. Because control was never built to produce peace. It was built to produce the illusion of safety while quietly draining you dry. This isn't just a personal problem. It's the primary engine of modern burnout. We're not tired because we're doing too much. We're tired because we're fighting reality itself, every single day, one white-knuckled grip at a time. So if control isn't the answer, what is? To understand that we need to understand why your brain grips so hard in the first place. Your brain is not wired for peace. It's wired for survival. And to your brain, certainty feels like survival. Predictability feels like safety. So the moment life becomes uncertain, a relationship shifts, a plan falls apart, an outcome you wanted doesn't arrive, your nervous system reads that as a threat. Not metaphorically, literally. The same ancient circuitry that once scanned for predators now scans your inbox, your relationship status, your bank account, your 5-year plan. And when it senses uncertainty, it does the only thing it knows how to do. It grips harder. It builds rigid expectations. It insists that things unfold in one specific, approved way, Because if they don't, some part of you believes something terrible will happen. This is where the trap tightens. Because the moment you attach to a specific outcome, you've quietly built a wall between yourself and reality. You're no longer responding to what's actually happening in front of you. You're comparing it to a picture in your head of what should be happening and mourning the gap. Here's the part that stings a little. That gap is the source of almost all your suffering. Not the events themselves. The distance between what is and what you demanded it should be. Think about it. A delayed flight isn't inherently painful. It's painful because you had a rigid picture of on time and reality refused to match it. A friend not texting back isn't inherently painful. It's painful because you had an expectation of responsive and silence broke it. Buddhist philosophy doesn't say don't want things. It says, notice when wanting has curdled into clinging. Notice when a preference has hardened into a demand. Because clinging doesn't protect you from pain. It manufactures it on schedule every time reality, which was never under your control to begin with, does what reality does. So, here's the pivot. Here's the moment where everything starts to change. What if the strength you've been searching for and holding on was actually waiting for you in letting go? Not letting go as in giving up. Not apathy. Not checking out. Something far more powerful. Something we'll define clearly right now. Let's kill a misunderstanding immediately, because this is where most people get this concept completely wrong. Non-resistance is not passivity. It is not apathy. It is not lying down and letting life run you over. Apathy says, nothing matters, so why try? Non-resistance says, I will act with everything I have, and I will not demand the outcome bend to my will. That's not weakness. That is one of the most disciplined, radical postures a human being can take. Think about water in a stream. Water doesn't stop moving when it hits a rock. It doesn't grip the rock, wrestle it, demand the rock relocate. It moves around it, under it, over it if it has to. The water never stops flowing toward the sea. It just refuses to waste its energy fighting something that was never going to move. That is fluid presence. Full engagement, zero rigidity. And here's why this isn't just spiritually nice. It's tactically superior. A person gripping tightly to one specific outcome breaks the moment that outcome becomes impossible. They freeze, they panic, they spiral because their entire plan only had one acceptable ending. A person practicing non-resistance adapts in real time. When the plan breaks, they don't experience it as a catastrophe. They experience it as new information. They redirect their energy instead of grieving the collapse of their fantasy. This is why the calmest, most capable people you know aren't the ones with the most rigid plans. They're the ones who can absorb a disruption and keep moving without losing their center. Quick gut check. Think of the last time something didn't go your way. Were you like the rock, refusing to move, demanding reality change around you? Or were you like water, finding the next path forward? Most of us are the rock, and it's exhausting being the rock. Rocks don't get to flow anywhere. They just sit there, getting worn down by the very thing they're resisting. So, the invitation isn't to stop caring. It's to stop clinging. Show up fully. Work hard. Want things. And the instant reality shifts, flow instead of fight. Because on the other side of that shift is something most people never taste: actual, expansive freedom. Here's what almost nobody tells you about letting go. The relief is immediate, not eventual, not after months of practice. The moment you genuinely release your grip on how something has to turn out, there's a mental exhale that happens almost instantly. The noise quiets. The tightness in your chest loosens. Clarity rushes into the space that anxiety used to occupy. That's not a coincidence. Anxiety and control are the same muscle. When you stop clenching it, the anxiety has nowhere left to live. There's a deeper layer here, too. When you release your desperate need for a specific story, the version of your life you've been narrating in your head, the one where everything goes exactly to plan, something remarkable happens. You start to actually see your life. Not the fantasy version, the real one. Authentic experiences start reaching you that used to get filtered out because you were too busy defending the storyline you'd already written. Think about the amount of energy you spend defending your narrative, defending your plan, defending your timeline, defending your image. That's not a small tax. It's a constant, draining subscription fee you've been paying without realizing it. When you finally cancel that subscription, the energy comes back. And it comes back as something quieter, steadier, expansive freedom instead of constant defense. This is the transition Buddhist practice points toward. From a state of perpetual defense, guarding outcomes, guarding image, guarding the plan, into a state of open-handed presence. Nothing to protect, nothing to force. Just here, fully, with whatever actually is. Open hands can't grip, but open hands can receive. That's the trade. And it's a better trade than almost anyone realizes until they actually make it. So, how do you actually practice this? Because insight without practice is just a nice idea you'll forget by tomorrow morning. This isn't a one-time realization. It's a daily practice, a small, repeatable moment of choice. Step 1. Notice the tightening. Throughout your day, there will be small moments where your chest tightens, your jaw clenches, your thoughts start looping around one demanded outcome. That physical tightening is the signal. It's your grip activating. Most people never notice it. It just runs in the background, draining them. Your only job is to catch it. Step 2. Name what you're gripping. In that moment, ask yourself one question: what specific outcome am I demanding right now? Sometimes it's obvious. I need this person to respond. Sometimes it's subtle. I need today to go exactly like I planned. Naming it takes it out of the shadows and into the light, where it loses half its power. Step 3. Choose the release. Not force the release. Choose it. A simple internal phrase works here. I will act fully and hold the outcome loosely. Say it, mean it, and physically unclench, shoulders down, jaw soft, exhale. The body leads the mind back to presence faster than thoughts alone ever will. Now, an important distinction, because I don't want you to walk away from this video thinking Buddhist non-resistance means abandoning your ambition. You can still have massive goals. You can still want the promotion, the physique, the relationship, the exam score. Ambition and attachment are not the same thing. The practice isn't releasing the goal. It's releasing your grip on the exact timeline of its arrival. Keep the direction. Release the demand that it happens by Tuesday in exactly the way you pictured with zero detours. That's the entire shift. Fierce commitment to the direction, open hands around the timing. Do this daily. Notice, name, release, and something starts to happen underneath the surface. You stop experiencing life as a storm you're constantly fighting to steer. You start becoming the space the storm simply moves through. That's not resignation. That's the deepest kind of power there is, because nothing that happens can shake something that was never gripping in the first place. Peace was never found at the wheel, white-knuckling the storm into submission. It was found the moment you stopped needing to steer it at all. So today, notice one place where you're gripping too tight. And just for a moment, open your hand. If this gave you something to sit with, hit like, subscribe for more videos like this one, and share it with someone who's been gripping the wheel a little too hard lately. And down in the comments, tell me, what's one thing you're ready to stop controlling? Drop it below with the word release. I read every one. Subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. I'll see you in the next video.